I'm in a very unique, very unusual situation when it comes to fighting games. We don't really talk about them much on this channel, and I in particular don't talk about them much in general. But one of the things that just never seems to change is that, for lack of a better term, I find myself always being attracted to the ones that aren't necessarily as popular, or they're ones that have extremely, unfortunately long hiatuses in between them. So that always puts me in a very unique position because I'm happy when my friends get new titles, but that same love and affection is not returned to me when it's time for something I like. They'll either only play it because they're at a party, or there's no sense of interest and investment, even if it's got characters and such that they like. So oftentimes I find myself talking with people from different walks of life, or friends that are more long distance and long range, and we can't necessarily arrange a play schedule. Let me say something. If there is one thing I will always be envious of the first person shooter collective, it's that you guys number in the hundreds of millions. You couldn't run away from somebody to play with. It's not always the same for me. Soul Calibur is essentially absorbed by the almighty Tekken. Yes, that's technically how you say Iron Fist. It's not Tekken, it's Tekken. Which, yes, I'm sad about. I don't hate Tekken. I've told many people how I feel about the combat system. I just don't like how it's done. But I don't hate Tekken per se. Fighter Z awoken something in me I hadn't seen in a long time. And that's been pretty much it. We still don't know if Fighter Z is going to have a sequel this millennium, hence putting me back in that cycle of the ones I love always having a long wait time in between sequels. Capcom vs. SNK 3, we don't know how it's going to play, and technically I was never that deep into the series. We don't know when Marvel vs. Capcom 4, or if they'll call it 5, whatever, is going to drop. We just know it's been in development, possibly around the same time as Marvel took on. So then that leaves 2XKO. So I don't know who any of these characters are, barring the few exceptions that were in Arcane. And even then, of the few exceptions that were in Arcane, literally that's only 3 characters of a roster that is probably going to balloon to somewhere around 20 or 30 across the next 6 to 7 years. So that doesn't leave me much to work with. Furthermore, seeing the characters doesn't equate to me liking their playstyle. I got mixed feelings on Echo. I might get into him. Violet, aka Vi, I think I'm playing because she looks like my friend who's still mad that there's an AI with pink hair advertisement on YouTube that looks too much like her. Or because I'm having some type of crush that I can't properly register, which I'm never going to tell her about. Thankfully, she doesn't even know I do shit on YouTube. But I digress. I've been saying for the longest time that combat styles should not necessarily have multiple delineations when it comes to inputs. Now, I don't have an issue with what Street Fighter 6 does, and some of its other creators have done with things like Fighting EX Layer. I still don't like the name of Fighting EX Layer, where they have classic controls, which is your standard motions that we all know some people love. Modern controls, which is more of the Super Smash Bros. Style of combat, which is your direction and a button determines what move comes out. And that's the format I most prefer. Now, they did have the added exchange of having automated combos set up for you, but those automatic combos automatically, no pun intended, also ruin certain aspects, like your ability to utilize certain unique character traits that come with double button taps. Personally, I don't know where 2XKO is going to go, but this is one of those rare times when I can honestly say we have a perfect fusion of a singular motion-based input system, tag teams that almost feel eerily similar to Tokon, which is going to make me wonder, at least until both games are out, can playing one, in a sense, make you somewhat better at the other. But unlike every single other tag team fighting game that there's ever been, you have multiple tag formats instead of just the standard, did someone die, load in the next guy, or real-time switch out. And that's where I think they're going to thrive. Personally, I'm not saying that this game is going to be the bomb, the shit, or whatever accounts for saying the bee's knees, as the old folks used to say. What I am saying is that I'm looking forward to this game, which is hard for me to do in and of the fact that it is a Riot game. A whole entire franchise born from every possible worst monetization project and process that has ever happened in the world of interactive digital media entertainment. And I do mean that. If it's bad, they've done it or they've mastered it. And yet here I am playing a fighting game where I know for a fact every time a new character comes out, I'm probably going to have to pay $5 to $10, or I have to win an insane amount of matches. Don't get me wrong. If the match amount is low, not going to have that much of a complaint. But obviously, they like making money, and instead of just buying a product that gives you a set amount of characters from the get-go like every other fighting game ever, we're dealing with a live service fighting game, so that comes with its own dangers and caveats. And so I just want to present this question to, people who may be watching this or interested. Where is the line at from once we transition from okay to not okay? Where is the line at for fighting games when we go from DLC character cost too damn much, or why does this character have moves that you have to purchase after you've already acquired them? Different outfits, that's cool. Different color schemes, that's cool. Still not sure why we don't have a create your own colors shit that was in Capcom vs SNK 2. I literally think Soul Calibur and Capcom vs SNK 2 are the only fighting games I've ever come across where you could just change outright colors of the characters you play. That's kind of sad. Are there going to be guest characters? There's not going to be guest characters. We all know there's not going to be guest characters. But honestly, I really want to like this game, but I'm scared to condone it or promote it. Because if I like a game, I make videos about it. Doesn't mean a playthrough, it just means I make videos around it. And since this is a fighting game, that opens the door to like a bunch of different things. Character guide, combo guide, best practices for farming tools and assets to get free-to-play assets instead of paying for them. Who's a good tag partner? Who's high on the tag tier scale? Who's high on the singular juggernaut scale? Who's got the best fuse tier combination? There's so many doors that are open now. And I really want this game to do well. But my version of well and Riot's version of well are two different things. So I guess what I really want to say is I'm sorry in advance if my little corner of the internet supported you getting invested in this game that ruined your life, or send you down a rabbit hole of monetization and transactions that are wholeheartedly unhealthy. I'm not used to a fighting game doing something like this. Buying outfits is one thing, but buying the outfits and the characters, I just feel like something's gonna go wrong, but I can't look away and I can't stop playing it. That's it. Don't mind me just rambling in the 2 cent aisle. Peace.